Excellent. I'm actually here with Kathy, who's been in the real estate business for 12 years.
Yes.
And so 2 years less than myself. And so we've seen quite a bit and experienced quite a bit in the real estate market. And I remember taking a class from you years ago about negotiating and going on listing appointments and working with the sellers. And you had such a great system. And so I'd like you to just kind of elaborate on what you do to serve sellers and to negotiate listings.
Okay, well, I think the first thing before you start working with the seller, the most important thing is to do the pre-qualification with them, and that's really the starting point of actually doing a great listing. And then if you've got great business skills, the important thing to do is to really look at the numbers. So when you go there, you need to really be the expert and let them know that a big part of your responsibility is to do negotiations. And so I think what I do when I'm at the listing presentation is I ask them questions and let them be part of the consultation. And I really stress with them in our presentation that we have excellent negotiation skills. I've had that responsibility in corporate America for like 30 years.
Right.
So I can really let them know that I really am strong in that area and will give them the best representation and give them the best price.
Excellent, wonderful. So what are, as you're preparing for a listing appointment, what are some of those steps that you go through?
Well, the first thing I do is look at their neighborhood online, and I pull up the comparables. And then I always do my best to go and look at the other homes that are on for sale in the neighborhood. I like to be able to preview those because I want to see the condition that they're in.
Yes.
And if I see the condition that they're in, that's going to give me a better idea of what their home is worth. And what I'll tell you that is really key, I never set the price. I always work together with my seller because I want it to be collaborative. You know, I want to ask them a lot of questions, and what I really do with them is I go through what the comps sold for, and then I let them know about the homes that are actually in the neighborhood. And then the thing that I think is really the most powerful thing is I ask them to go outside their home and put on their buyer hat.
Yes.
You know, and then now let's go look at your home and let's look at the comps because the buyers are going to have the same information you do.
Yes.
So which house would you buy?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've gotten price reductions with taking my clients to the competition and letting
Yes,
them know.
that's true.
Let's just preview this and then adjust the price
Yes.
accordingly.
Yes.
So, wonderful, excellent, excellent. And then, you know, a lot of real estate agents kind of fall off there. Once they get the listing, they don't really take care of the listing. So I'm kind of curious what your system is to make sure you follow up and follow through and you have a happy seller at the end of the transaction.
Yes, that's the important thing because
Yes.
that's where we can get more business from, right?
Absolutely.
So that really is key. So the first thing that we do, we put it into our market leader. And then we have a drip campaign that we follow to continue to follow up with them. We also have a website that's brivity.com, and that will give them a special link where they can actually go in and see what we have actually done for them.
Oh, wonderful.
So they will know exactly what we've done. And then the other thing that we do is every week we call them and follow up with them, let them know the number of showings, let them know what's happened in the neighborhood. And then if I need to talk to them about a price reduction, obviously that's when I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So, and then the other thing that we do when we get the listing, that night I always walk up and down the street.
Yes.
And just knock on the doors and say, hey, I just wanted you to know that I just listed 123 ABC Street, and I want you to be the first to see if you want to pick your neighbor.
Wonderful.
And then I can ask them, are you interested in selling?
Absolutely.
And then I say, you know, this is what I do for our sellers, is I walk up and down, and then what we also do is we'll do just listed
Right, to the neighborhood.
to the neighborhood.
Excellent, wonderful, thank you so much. And so we're actually filming this for pre-licensees.
Okay.
And so folks that haven't even gotten their license yet, and they haven't passed the
Oh,
exam yet.
okay.
Yes. So I'm curious, remembering back to the beginning of your career, what really got you started in real estate?
Well, the first thing was that I really love people, and I'd been in corporate America for 30 years, and I was really burned out on that and really tired of it. And so I thought, you know, I've bought and sold 17 houses on my own, and I loved that experience. And I thought, you know, I can really bring something of value to the clients.
Yes.
And just because I love people, and that's the biggest purchase that they're going to make, I thought this will be great. And I also can use my business experience to run it as a business.
Right.
And now that you said this is for the school, I think one thing that the new agents need to know is they don't want to run it as a hobby.
Right.
They need to run it as a business because that's what it is. They're business owners.
Yes, absolutely, wonderful. Do you have a couple more words of advice for new licensees?
Yes, I think the first thing is to come in and get into good habits.
Yes.
Because if you get into bad habits in the beginning, it's going to be really difficult to be successful. So the first thing is to get with a good company. Keller Williams, I think, is the best company because we have great training. And the best thing is to start your lead generation right away and do like 2 to 3 hours. 3 hours is preferred of lead gen every day. We've got a great office, a great bullpen. You can come in and call, practice your scripts.
Yes.
Grab a script partner so that you're comfortable with what it is you're going to say and you're not fumbling and losing a client.
Absolutely, and you could probably validate this for me, but a lot of new agents, what they'll do is they'll do all of those things you just recommended to get the business, and then once they get a piece of business, they're so busy working on it, they don't
Yes.
prospect. So from from your experience, they should continue doing that 2 to 3 hours of lead generation.
It has to be that way or they get on what I call the realtor roller coaster. And they
Yes.
get doing busyness, not
Yes,
business.
absolutely.
And then they're going to have gaps and they're going to be coming from lack instead of abundance. And it's never good to come from lack and have that fear because people know that.
Yes, absolutely. And 12 years later, you're still prospecting,
Yes.
right? Excellent. It's an essential
never
part of the
ends.
business. It never ends. You've got to keep doing it, just like sleeping and eating.
That's right.
You must continue to prospect.
That's right, exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for
Oh,
speaking with
it was
us
my
today.
pleasure.
We appreciate it.